How's it going, YouTube? I got a Boker Magnum knife today. It's the Toxicofera, or the 01 SC005. If you didn't know, Boker Magnum is their budget line. Boker Plus is a little bit better. And then there's just Boker. Not a whole lot to the packaging. That's okay. Don't buy it for the box. Here's the knife. Anytime I see micarta, it always catches my eye. And this is contoured micarta, which makes it even better. This knife retails for $35.99. As soon as I tell you the steel, you're going to want to click away, more than likely. But at least let me explain who this knife is for and who this knife isn't for. Before you do that, you got a 3.4 inch blade. It's stone washed. It's drop point and a flat grind. Stone washed looks very good. And the unfortunate thing is it's 440A steel, which is pretty much bottom of the barrel budget steel. For this price, it's really kind of unacceptable. It should at least be D2. But it's a good looking knife, great looking design, contoured micarta, very comfortable. So who's this still for? If you're a person who buys a knife once a year, or once a couple times a year, and uses it till it ain't good no more, this knife is not for you. Because this knife is going to need to be sharpened a lot if it's used frequently. Now, probably don't agree with this, but this knife is more for a person like me who gets new knives every week and don't have a chance to even get one dull before they have a new one. So if you're getting multiple knives a month, or at least a new knife every week, then this is more likely in your area. Even though you probably think you're too good for 440A steel. It took me a while to buy this knife, just because for the steel part. I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and finally said, I want it. Let's get back to the specs. You got a 2.6 millimeter blade stock, or 0.10. So pretty thin. Comes down decently thin, not super thin, but thin enough. You got an overall length of 7.9 inches, so it's full size. Let's do our size comparisons. Giant Mouse Ace Grand, Tucson TS419. The Ace Grand's a little bit smaller. The Tucson's about the same size. These probably ain't the best comparisons because they're not nowhere near the price range. Petrified Fish Scholar. Some cut Mims. It's pretty close to the Mims and a little bit smaller than the Scholar. The Travisador. CJRB logo. It's a little bit smaller in both of these, but pretty close. Got a 4.56 inch handle. 4.56. Okay. 0.5 inch width. And the close width in the pocket at the flipper tab is 1.35 inches, and the weight is 3.9 ounces. And the body screws are T6s, and on the pivot I was able to get a T9 to fit, but a T8 will work also. You got a deep carry clip with flat screws. And it kind of looks, yeah, it's inset, but it's not reversible. Sorry, left-handed people. And it's a liner lock. You do have good liner lock access. There's no jimping or anything on it, but it hasn't been a problem for me. You have a lanyard hole with no backspacer. And there's zero jimping on this knife anywhere. There's none up here, there's none on the liner lock, and there's none on the flipper tab. They were really trying to save some money, I guess. But I haven't had any problems with the flipper tab. It is a little bit smooth, but you can't fail the knife. Very positive detent. And you got a thumb hole. And really nice and strong detent. I like it. Some people will think it's too strong, but it's right where I like to see it. You can always change that too. If you take it apart and bend the lock bar, you can loosen it up some. So yeah. Would you buy this knife for $440 still at $36? Wouldn't say it's the best investment, but if you like the looks of it, there's no shame in that. You do have a nice brass pivot collar. It's not, I'm not sure if it's actually brass or it's just painted or whatever, but it looks good. Let's go over my dislikes of this knife, which are quite a few, honestly. There's no sharpening tool. The plunge ends right at the edge, which is unfortunate because you're going to have to sharpen this knife a lot and you're going to get a smile. If you're going to have bad steel, at least give us a sharpening tool. I don't like the billboarding, but it's a budget knife. I really don't like that there's no jimping anywhere. That's really cheap. Even Ganzo and Sativian and stuff can do that. They did a horrible job sharpening this. Just to show you. Yep, won't cut. Now you're not going to want to put a low edge angle on this because the blade still is soft, but you could at least get it sharp, even at 30 degrees. Boker does this on almost all their knives. It's like they got elementary kids sharpening them. I think that's about it though. The price versus materials, $36 for 440A. If you're going to use 440A, it needs to be in the 20s, 20 to 25 max. But Boker is notorious for overpricing their knives. Yeah, that's about it. Good looking knife design. Kind of ruined with the steel, but I bought it anyway. I'll leave it linked down below if you want one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a like and a comment, and see you on the next one.